What it do, YouTube? You already know it's your boy gKg, and we back with another Dragon Ball Z Kakarot video. Hey, but this one a little bit different. I got my boy Nero over here. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Soul Taker Nero, man. You also know what's going on. It's the Soul Taker Show with my boy gKg. Glad to have you on the channel, man. Appreciate the love.
Hell yeah, I'm glad to be over there on your channel too, man. But I guess we're gonna talk about this DLC, man. It's a lot of talking out there, so we got a lot to cover today.
Yes, indeed.
So, yes, man. So to start it off, I mean, because it's so many different topics out here right now with the like villainous enemies, level cap, and possible new maps, new outfits. It is, whether the DLC is going to be 8 to 12 hours. It's just so much topics that we could touch on. How do you feel about it?
Like, for this to be an 8 to 12 hour long DLC, and we all know that the future Trunks androids, we all know that movie is 40 minutes long. So
yeah,
they have to put some stuff into this DLC for it to drag out to 8 to 12 hours long. So that includes a lot of bosses, Imperfect Cell, Mecha Frieza,
definitely got Frieza.
The training, when Trunks and Gohan was training, so Trunks can become a Super Saiyan. It's a lot of stuff that they can put in this DLC, and I'm hoping that they put in this DLC because for this to be the final DLC, we got to go out with a banger. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's got to be a banger. Like, I was literally watching the movie like 2 days ago, and Trunks didn't even really hit Super Saiyan until Gohan died. So that's if that's only the DLC, we won't get that transformation until like pretty much the end of the DLC. So it's like it's got to be way more to the story that they're not telling us, so they're not putting in the V-Jump scans for it to stretch out that 8 to 12 hour long
yes,
that arc that everybody's talking about right now.
Yes, indeed, I agree. Now I'm wondering, will they have us, if they're following the Z storyline, as they said in the tweets on Twitter from Bandai themselves, if they're following the Z storyline, then I wonder, will the time machine be involved? As far as Trunks getting into the time machine, going to the past, and meeting Goku and Vegeta and everybody, and training and to get strong enough to go back to his timeline to defeat the androids. Now, that's a good amount of content that they can add into the DLC. And myself, I expect for that to be in the DLC. It's 8 to 12 hours long.
Yeah, because it's pretty much no other way they're gonna be able to tell that story. Like how I was saying in a couple of my videos, I was saying that it's got to be some type of like full circle. Like it's got to come all the way around to where we at least see Trunks' point of view.
Yes.
Like, because if they don't tell it through Trunks' point of view, I mean, the only other way they could pull from is like the Toa and Mira situation, or Android 21. They're gonna have to like literally put a story together.
Yes, like, and then they can see with this game, they can do what they want in terms of content and original story. So, like you mentioned, Mira and Toa, I could definitely see them playing a part with Trunks' timeline, because all they do is time hop from this timeline to this timeline to that timeline, gathering energy or whatever they world domination plans, whatever they got going on. But anyway, I would love to see them in the game. That's more bosses. That's an addition to Trunks' story on the timeline, and him going into being a time patroller. I don't think they'll go that deep into it, but I mean, to stretch 40 minutes to 8 to 12 hours long, you gotta come with it.
Yeah, you gotta pull from somewhere. And see, I don't really know about the whole Toa and Mira. That I was introduced to them in this game. Like I never seen them before because I haven't really played Xenoverse before. And I think that's where everybody said that's where they originated from, Xenoverse.
Yes.
And they get more of that backstory from there.
Yes. I didn't know anything about them until Xenoverse myself. They definitely play a role in Xenoverse. So I mean, they play a role in this game. There's still more stuff they can do. And honestly, I feel like with the DLC, the route that they should have took, which would have made more sense for everybody, is instead of giving us God and Blue first, they could have gave us this future Trunks history storyline, and then they could have expanded onto the movie villains. Now, I mean, it's a lot of movie villains that they could have put into this game and that everybody was expecting to see in this game. I mean, you got
Yeah.
Turles, Lord Slug, you got Garlic Jr., you got Broly.
Uh-huh.
Broly came back at least 2 to 3 times. That's a way you could have, implemented the support characters to be of use. Because I mean, I don't know what lineup you use, but my lineup I use Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks.
Exactly.
Gohan sometimes, but I don't use everybody else. But that could have been a way for everybody to use the characters and care about them more. Because I mean, we already know the overpowered people are Goku and Vegeta.
Yeah, like a character build-up type of situation.
Yeah.
And like how you were saying about Broly. Yeah, early on in the game, they were saying that they had Broly was gonna be in the game. Like the data miners found,
Yeah.
like, his, I guess character model or something like that, and they was talking about this early on in the game. Like Broly was definitely gonna be in this game, but I guess it happened to be like his card or something.
Yeah.
And then in the card game, they don't even have his card in there. So I don't know. That's just something that
It's interesting.
somebody should go look into.
Yep.
Because it's possible that could be some type of leak, something like some
Yeah.
information that we just overlooking right now.
That's true.
Because it's definitely not making sense on this, like to say, okay, DLC 1 and DLC 2 are episodes. To call this a whole arc, knowing that it's a movie just like the last 2 DLCs, it's just gotta after the end, or they're just gonna tell the story completely different of what we know.
Yes. Now, with them saying that this the final DLC, man, that really hurt my heart when I heard that. Like, because I mean, for real, because there's still much more with this game that they can do, and me myself and some of us, we grinded our characters up to level 300. We ate full course meals. We was expecting a level cap come in, and all of this stuff. So a lot of us put a lot of work in, and for them to just hit us with the nail in the coffin, like, I know you guys did all of this work, but nah, this the last deal.
wait for the next game.
Yeah, it's like, come on. So are you gonna release a Dragon Ball Super Kakarot?
I was feeling that. I was saying, at least with that tweet, they should have had dropped like some type of trailer, some type of information saying that, this is going to be the last DLC, but hey, we got this banger game coming out right behind it.
Exactly. That would have been a perfect way to just let everybody be at ease, because I mean, we on the edge of our seat. Some people are happy and hyped up, and some people are disappointed. Me myself, I mean, I'm going to play the DLC when it comes. I mean, it's something new for Kakarot, but at the same time, I wish they could have, went the extra mile with the format they were going. I thought we were going to see Goku Black in this DLC. I mean,
definitely. I was in that same boat.
Yes.
I thought we was gonna get Goku Black. I thought we was gonna get Universe 6.
Yep.
Eventually make our way up the Tournament of Power. Like I thought we was gonna go to distance.
Yeah, I really thought so, and I mean, hopefully, like we were talking about, I wish they come out with a sequel and announce, hey, by the end of this year, end of 2021 or going into 2022, they make an announcement, hey, we're gonna drop a sequel to Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. We're gonna make a Dragon Ball Super Kakarot. I mean, because it's enough content for them to make a sequel.
Enough content out there.
And it's still coming out with more arcs. That's DLC. That's additional DLC for the sequel. I mean, it's so many directions they can go. But this game has been a huge success and a great experience. And I know we all can definitely agree on that one.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yes,
It's
indeed.
just they can't go out in a lackluster way.
No, it
I feel
definitely can't.
like them ending with just this whole Trunk story, even though this is like the most dramatic story in DBZ in that
Yes.
era.
Yes,
I feel like
indeed.
they just can't end it here. It's
No.
got to be something more to it. It's got to be like, I
Mhm.
didn't say the end of the season pass. It's gonna be more to this. You're gonna get season pass number 2.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're just trying to surprise us. Who knows? It's just I just feel like at the end of the day, when you sell 2.5 million
Numbers talk.
the first quarter just off PlayStation, you know, not even counting Xbox, you win the PlayStation Award. I don't think that business-wise you could just be like, you know what, we're gonna end the game here.
I said the same thing. I mean, the game has been such a huge success. I mean, a lot of people that their first time playing this game, we pretty much all had the same reaction. Like, man, oh my God, this game is awesome. Like, they can't end it here. And then they have the card battles, card warriors into here, implemented with microtransactions. So you're gonna let the game die out on content and just expect it to just thrive off the card warriors and microtransactions.
Because a lot of people don't even play it that much.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they got their little fan base, but it's not big as it could be.
Exactly. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, when it first came out, I got into it just to test it out and see how it is, see if I liked it. I mean, it was pretty fun, but before you know it, I was right back to flying around the city in the world maps fighting people.
I found myself trying to max out all my food and stuff like that.
Yep.
In case a stronger person will come, so I already have all those things, so I won't have to get it. Exactly. I remember when I beat the DLC number 2, I went to upgrade everybody like Vegeta, Goku, you know, just pretty much everybody. I went to upgrade them, and I ran out of Z orbs. Now I thought I would never run out of Z orbs.
That's the worst thing.
ended up running out of Z orbs, and I had to go around and collect them. But you know, like once you get up to a certain point, you can just fly around and run through the enemies, and you know, get your Z orbs pretty fast. But I feel like that they could just keep building on that. Like there's gonna be stronger enemies to come. It's like, even though everybody's on Super right now, there's still so much Z content to cover. It's like, why can't we get a season pass number 2?
Exactly. I mean, just like I was saying, just the movie villains. I mean, that's 2 or 3 season passes just off the movie villains. You got Hirudegarn, Janemba. I mean, Super Saiyan Gogeta. It's too much out there.
That's Gogeta.
It's too much. And we come on. We all want to play with Super Saiyan Gogeta. I mean,
I know I do.
I wish they would let us play with the villains too.
That's another thing. This whole year, ever since Kakarot been out, we've been asking as a community, can we please get new characters? We want to be able to use all the characters in the game.
Exactly.
Not just the heroes, or not just the good people. We want to use the villains as well.
You
know, some people want to fly around as Frieza. Or the Golden Frieza.
Golden Frieza. Cell. I mean, is Boo. Yeah, man, I would love to play with Kid Boo. Definitely. Deborah. Just all the Boos. All the Boos. I mean, I would like to have seen GT content too. I mean, you know, not a lot of people like GT, but man, I'm a huge GT fan. Like Super Saiyan 4, man, that jump would have been crispy in Kakarot.
Yeah.
It's just a lot. It's a lot.
I think they dropped the ball.
It's a lot
as far as content.
Fumble.
I mean, I ain't no developer or nothing. I don't know how hard it is.
Me neither.
I mean, because they already been doing this, I'm pretty sure that they could have, filled it in.
Yep. They could have definitely did
filled
it.
it in wherever they needed to be.
Could definitely did it. I mean, I'm happy that finally we'll be able to fight in the city. Based off the V-Jump scans, you saw with Gohan and 17 were fighting in the city. So definitely looking forward to that. I've been wanting to send somebody through the building for forever. Yeah, I've been wanting to send somebody through the building for forever since this game came out, and now finally gonna be able to do that.
Yeah, because you're right. If you think about it, all we did was fight in the open.
Yeah.
We never fought in a city.
Exactly.
To where you could fly to a building. It was always through the rocks, through the mountains.
Yep.
Stuff like that.
Now, like with the DLC, since it's a separate entity in itself, like a separate world, like all the other DLCs, the world map, very curious about that. Are they just gonna have it as us just being the capsule core, or will we still be able to jump around to like Corn's Tower and stuff like that?
Yeah, as far as that, like an expansion, I feel you.
Hmm.
That's another thing that I'm thinking about too. Like, how are they going to do that? Are they going to give us those worlds wide open, or they're going to have them closed off? But in my personal opinion, I feel like they're going to have it closed off like DLC 1 and 2, simply because it's the trend. They've already been doing it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, it's already hard enough to figure out how they're going to squeeze in or stretch out 8 to 12 hours worth of content with 48 minutes versus on the DLC 1 and 2 they already kind of gave us
Yep.
that enclosed map. Like,
Yep.
you pretty much have to go to the DLC through the add-on menu. It's not
Yep.
even part of the main game.
Exactly.
So it's like, I don't know. I mean, if they do give us the whole full map, it might as well be a new game plus.
Pretty much. Speaking of that, I mean, I wish they would have gave us a new game plus. I mean,
Yeah.
think about going back fighting the enemies at level 300. That would have been a great experience, and that would have been a good way to kill time. I mean, a lot of fans been
Mhm.
asking about that. The whole community been asking about that.
Yeah, because they don't have too much replay value right now.
Nope. It's like once you beat the game and you do all the side missions and wish all the wishes from Shenron and do all of that, I mean, you're pretty much just not doing anything.
Yeah,
Get
wish menu is played out right now.
exactly,
I don't even touch the wish menu anymore. It's been the same since the game came out.
exactly. The Dragon
I'm
Balls.
pretty sure they had a lot of people asking for newer wishes
Yep.
for them to at least upgrade that whole little portion.
They could have put character customization, like for clothes. You could have wished for clothes. I mean, it's a lot of stuff they could have did. I mean, even roaming around in free roam in your Super Saiyan transformations, um, that would have been definitely dope. I mean, we could have wished for a skill
Yeah.
that allow us to do that. I mean, they could definitely make more use of these Dragon Balls. I mean, they're just lying
I
around.
don't understand.
They're just lying
I don't
around.
understand why
Hmm.
they would give us like all the different outfits, all the different transformations, but you can't use them, you can't touch them unless you're like playing through the game.
Exactly. And then, I thought about this. They could have had it to where you could use the different customization skills and the clothing. They could have had that in a different game mode to where you had yeah, I mean, because a lot of people been asking about a PvP, and I highly doubt the PvP would be in this game because it's so unbalanced. But definitely they could have gave us a online co-op raid boss battle mode to where three of you and two of your friends can go into a party, join the session, and you can go fight Mira or something like that. And his Goku can have the Yardrat, your Goku can have the hyperbolic time chamber outfit, and then the other guy's Goku could have just been the normal Goku that everybody been playing with. I mean, that would have been a great experience.
Yeah, that would have been dope. I definitely agree with that. That would have been dope.
I mean, I need to go apply for Bandai. They need to put me in Capsule Court.
I know, right? This is crazy, though, because we've been asking for, like, I mean, and it's not even big stuff. It's like really
Yeah.
small. Like,
Exactly.
pretty much every game does this. It's not just like this community is asking for so much all
Yep.
the way out there.
Yep.
I mean, all the things that everybody's asking for could be done
Yep.
with a simple patch.
I mean, snap of a
The
finger.
other thing is,
Yeah.
like, say for instance, like, okay, so say for, like, they got all these small things that they could adjust for these things. How you feel about us going ahead and ending the game right now and them working on, like, Kakarot #2?
Yeah.
Do you think that it would be any better than, because I mean, like, PlayStation 5 just came out, PlayStation, Xbox X just came out.
Yeah.
How much different are the games gonna be?
That's true.
Like,
That's true.
I'm just trying to really figure out, like,
But that could
Why?
also be why they said, "Hey, this is the final DLC." so that way, hey, we can transition into the next gen consoles and work on the Kakarot 2 with better graphics and more stuff and everything you guys been asking for. Hey, we can slap that stuff into the next sequel. I mean, because
Hey, that would be crazy.
exactly. I mean, because the one way they could have stretched Kakarot in-game content-wise is, like I said, they could have gave us the online co-op raid boss battle mode, and you can use all the different outfits in the game. That would have sealed the deal for everybody as far as in-game content. That'll keep everybody occupied. I think everybody will play Kakarot every day.
I would.
Exactly. I mean, and then you can see the difference in abilities from people that eat full course meals versus people who don't, because the guy that eats the full course meals, hey, he's doing major damage, while the guys that's not eating full course meals, they're dying, or you have to revive them and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, that would have just been interesting.
Because BP does matter.
Exactly. I mean,
and so as far as this DLC though, all right, what like all right, so because we pretty much covered like fighting in the city and the new maps. How you feel about training? How you think this training will go?
Man, and you know what? And it's funny how you mentioned that, because I was definitely going to get to that point. We need some training because, I mean, yeah, granted, you can eat full course meals to get stronger, but we need fighting mechanics. That'll keep our attention. That'll keep us focused on the game. We can go around and fight, because you can't do anything on King Kai's planet. I mean,
no,
you can't do nothing. So with this DLC, with an update, they can implement training. We need it. We need it. I mean, we need something to do in the game.
Yeah, I feel you.
I know. I want to see if they're gonna bring some kind of new game mode or something with this DLC, because the last one they gave us the horse battles. So
yeah. And that was dope.
Yeah, I mean, I was hyped up for a good minute. Even after I beat Frieza, I kept doing horse battles for a good minute.
Yeah.
So I'm curious about that. Will they give us a new game or like some kind of survival or something? Or you can't.
I seen that world flight thing people was talking about that. It was just for that showcase.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they could add that or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, you can go around and you can fight like Grade 8 Vegeta and all the giant bosses. Like I mentioned, Hirudegarn and all of that stuff. I mean, that could have been a way to give us more stuff to do in this game, because if you've already beaten the DLCs and did all them story missions and stuff like that, I mean, you're pretty much not doing much of anything.
How you feel about like eating in this DLC? Do you think that gKg is gonna be around for us to eat and that help us throughout the DLC? I think she'll be like just null and void.
I think she'll be null and void. I think the people we will pretty much see will be Bulma, Trunks, Gohan. That's pretty much it. To otherwise, I mean, after Gohan dies, and that's going to be very tragic. I mean, imagine when we all have to fly as Trunks over to Gohan and see him lying on the floor dead. That's gonna hurt. So I wonder, like, will we see animals roaming around in the DLC also? Like, I'm curious about it, because this is just what they say, the post-apocalyptic. And if I said that wrong, man, y'all give me a pass. But
no.
Yeah, exactly.
Apocalyptic.
Yeah, so if it's gonna be that, I wonder, will we be able to fish or anything like that? Like, it's interesting. The direction they took, with the whole experience of world without Goku. It's very interesting. I want to see what they're gonna bring. They said the release is supposed to be early summer. I mean, early summer is what, like June? So I want to say maybe like
May is pushing it.
Yeah, so I mean, but we don't have too much longer. This April now, so the two more months.
I'm pretty much flying by.
Yeah, so we'll get there, and then as we get closer to the release date, we'll get more information, and we can definitely keep talking about it, and hopefully they give us a little more information and show us some more stuff with the DLC. Because like I said, half of us are excited and half of us are disappointed.
I know, right? I'm in the middle.
Yeah, I'm in between, very in between, because you give us we go from OP God mode to Super Saiyan. That's a huge drop. I mean, that's, if you put that on the scouters, like, that's a huge drop, man. Like, for real.
Definitely. I mean, they are going backwards.
So, I mean, they gotta come with it.
They're going backwards to go forward.
Exactly. So, I mean, they could just say, hey, this is the last DLC, but in actuality, they could bring out another DLC in the future, maybe, towards the end of the year, they can be like, hey, we got another season pass coming. I mean, they can do anything. They say that, but they can do that. Exactly. I mean, look how long Xenoverse been out, and they've been just pumping out DLC for Xenoverse for like the past 5 years. So.
Yeah, I was looking at that. This game been out 5 years. Yeah,
man, I had to go look it up myself. I'm like, hold on, how long this game been out? I think it said 2016. I was like, whoa. And it's a success. I mean, I can't knock it. But they can do the same thing with Kakarot and just come out with more DLCs. Like I said, with the movie villains, they can give us that more Mirror and Toa. They can give us a lot of stuff. So hopefully they do that and just keep this game alive, because I mean, this is too much of a huge success for it to just drop off after this.
Yeah. Let me back it over there to that DLC. How do you feel about how long you think Gohan is going to be playable? That's another hot topic. Talk about Gohan being playable.
Yes, indeed.
You think he gonna make it to the main cast, or he just gonna be just strictly solely for DLC?
Hopefully, I mean, we need more characters to play with. I mean, so it would be dope for them to give us Gohan as another character we can play with, like they did with Future Trunks.
Yeah.
Now, as far as how long we're gonna play with Gohan in the DLC, I think we're gonna, get a few fights in. Initially when he loses his arm, because in one of the DLC scans they had him with both his arms attached.
He had both of them.
Yeah, he had both, and then one of them he had just his one arm. So I figured, we get a few fights in. Maybe we can train Trunks a few times to get him to go Super Saiyan. So that's another few fights. They count that as training. So I'm hoping out of the 8 to 12 hours, we get to at least use him for 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah, that makes sense right there. About 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because he did do most of the fighting.
Exactly. So
Trunks really wasn't fighting them until.
Nope.
Well, yeah, Trunks did kind of fight them a little bit before he jumped in the time machine.
Yep.
But it wasn't as much as Gohan.
Yep.
Yeah, Trunks didn't actually fight them until he came back.
Yep. Like you said, Trunks fought him like
kind of interesting to see.
Yep. Like you said, Trunks fought him maybe like once or twice. And then jumped in the time machine, and Gohan fought him multiple times. Multiple times.
That guy.
Exactly. I mean, they can even go into detail how Gohan, when he first went Super Saiyan in the future, after Goku died and stuff like that. I mean, they can start from that point.
Yeah, hey, you just brought up something good, because I was thinking about like where is the starting point of this DLC going to be? Like, are we going to get to see like in the trailer they have where Gohan is still the little kid with the long hair.
Yep.
And he run up and then he see his dad, everybody around Goku, everybody kind of mourning.
Yep.
Goku finally dies. Are we gonna start off there? Because in the movie it does that same thing, but then they do a time skip.
Yep. Yep.
It's like a 13-year time skip. So it's just like, even if they do that time skip in the DLC, that would make it even shorter.
Exactly.
So it's crazy, like, where they're going to actually start.
Exactly. So, we all know Gohan was left off without the Z Warriors. So they can start it right at the point after all the Z Warriors died until Gohan was training up, and then he went Super Saiyan, and then Trunks, went from kid to a
Yeah.
teenager. Um, they can definitely do it all the way from that point, just starting there, and then that will make more sense for this DLC to be 8 to 12 hours long.
Yeah.
You know,
It warrant that fact.
yep, that's a good what two? Like I said, that's good 2-3 hours right there of Gohan play.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah, I was even going as far as that. Hell, even let us use everybody.
Yeah.
Piccolo, because they were saying Piccolo went down first.
Yep.
Vegeta,
Yep.
and like Tien, Yamcha, Krillin.
Hmm.
So I'm like, I mean, if we get to use everybody against the androids and fall with everybody, then yeah, that would definitely make it longer.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I would love to see that. That's a good point.
Then what else we got? We got level cap. Now this be having the community and have like
Yep.
people don't want to start over.
Yep.
I'm more in the middle too, so it's like how you feel about with this new DLC. Do you believe that we're gonna get a brand new, like we're gonna start over from scratch, level one, or you think it's gonna be like the DLCs before, where you start off and then you got to build up to the next boss?
Hopefully they start off, from where we previously are and then build up, because starting from level 1 would be like excruciating, man. That's like torture. that, that is torture, man. I mean, oh man, I hope they don't do that. I mean, but I mean, this is dark times, it's post-apocalyptic. I mean, they could do us like that to make us really feel it, to make us struggle. Um, it's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be real crazy. Like I said, I want to see what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
It's too much.
yeah, because I'm like, if they bring the level cap all the way back down, I mean, you might as well just give us a new game.
Exactly. So
Like I was saying before, the DLC came out. It took a while for me to get to level 250 without that super sacred water, whatever it was.
divine water.
It's just it boosts your level up so fast. People
Yep.
hit level 300 in 10 minutes. It
Exactly.
wasn't like that when the game first came out. Day one, you really had to grind. I was up in there fighting Blue. I fought Blue like 250 times. I was up in there grinding.
I know, right?
By myself.
Yo.
In the hyperbolic time chamber.
Yeah, you're
So
right.
it's like if we start off from level 1, she's not over. She's not helping. The BP is not rising as fast as the level. It's like it's gonna be excruciating. It's gonna be hard.
Yes, indeed.
There's gonna be nothing to play with. So
So, like,
I mean,
hopefully.
I'd rather my level
Hmm.
get up to like if they increase it to 350 or 400. I'd rather go from 300. I think my Gohan is at like 279 or 280. I'd
Yeah.
rather go from there and try to catch up with them versus starting from level 1.
Yeah, so like they start us at 300, and then since it's 8 to 12 hours long, I mean, it would just give us more entertainment to cap it all the way to 400. And then when you come out of the DLC, you'll have to get your Goku, Vegeta, and everybody else from 300 to 400, so that give you even more to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully they really don't start us off at the level 1, man. That's a pain. Come on, man. Everybody be pulling their hair out if they do that.
So like the scan said expect more or more powerful enemies to come. With that being said, and like me and you both, and you even before me, pretty much guessed this whole you pretty much exactly what I saw in my mind when I saw it. You already guessed this like around 10.
Hmm.
Like before this game even came out. Like say for instance like we bring it up earlier, fighting Frieza and fighting Cell. Where do you feel like Cell comes into play as being that more powerful enemy?
Yeah, see what they can do is after you go back and use the time machine and you meet the Z Warriors, get trained up or whatever like that, and when you gotta come back to fight the androids again. I think that's
Yeah.
when Imperfect Cell can come into play on the DLC after he beat the androids, and then he can be a tough opponent. They can make him level 400, you know, the highest level or whatever level cap they're going to have. They can make him the highest level cap, and then that can be, you know, the final boss you fight to end the DLC and restore peace to Trunks' timeline. I mean, it's a lot of fights in this DLC, in the anime, in the movie. It's a lot of fights that they can really drag it out and increase your power as you go through all these different fights. You know, when you first fight, what you were saying?
No, I was saying that definitely makes sense for the level cap to go up instead of down.
Yeah. So when you come back and fight the androids, you'll be at like level 400 or something, or 375 or something like that. And then, you know, the androids, they'll still be at like level 300, and then you just go through, body them, and then Cell pop up, he at 400. You know, you probably didn't, you know, got enough experience off the android fight from destroying them, so now you at 380 and Cell at 400. So, you know, that could be interesting, man, with this level cap. They definitely need to. I feel like they definitely need to give us a level cap. It'll make sense because we don't need to start at level 1.
That'd be crazy to start over.
That's after all that work.
Like I was saying in another video, I was saying, hey, if they can make it, if we can get to Imperfect Cell, I mean, you might as well go ahead, but only because Deborah and Bobby is in the game already.
Yeah.
And that is part of the history. Well, it's not part of the history of Trunks, but it's part of his story.
Yeah.
Before eventually, like, he goes off, because he goes off to a different, like in Super, he goes off to a different timeline where his younger self isn't. So there's two Trunks in one timeline.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if we can get to Imperfect Cell, when he actually goes back, you know, back to kill Cell, they might as well give us the Bobby, Deborah and Bobby fight.
Because Supreme Kai, he reaches out to Trunks and tells him about Bobby and Deborah and what they got going on and stuff like that. That's how they can give us even more contact and more enemies to fight. Because that'll be interesting to fight them with Trunks, fighting Deborah and Bobby and stuff like that. And then they can, you know, Trunks was Super Saiyan 2 when he fought them. So that can even be a new transformation for Trunks Super Saiyan 2 right there.
And that's when them transformations can get used or come in the game.
I want to see Ultra Trunks, but Super Trunks, that's what he called, Super Trunks, Ultra Trunks, with the muscles and stuff like that. Yeah.
That's like his version of Super Saiyan 3, I think.
Yeah, man, they need to give us that too.
Just pretty much everything. Everything that we ask for, they need to give it to us before they end the game.
Yeah, if this supposed to be the final DLC, like I said, you need to pump, you need to put everything into it.
With it.
You got to come with it. You have to, because you know how the community is. They'll complain, man. You'll see all kind of memes and stuff on the internet. So they gotta come with it, man. Like, hey, you know, like I said, once the game come out, after a week after the DLC come out, I want to see what's going on. I want to see what the internet is going to be like.
It's gonna be there. They gonna be saying something.
Can't wait.
They don't give us 8 to 12 hours or something. It's gonna be said.
Oh man, they better not do too many time skips.
They're not gonna have to do time. They can't do any time skips. Not for 8 to 12 hours. I was saying that maybe you might get, you know, 4 to 6 hours.
Yeah, that'll be longer than all the other DLCs, because that first DLC was, I mean, I was already at 250 when that DLC came out, so that DLC lasted me like 30 minutes. I think 30 minutes, an hour. Yeah, so that was nothing. That DLC 2 lasted longer. It was more to do, so I want to say that lasted like maybe 3 hours, something like that, around that effect. So for this to be 8 to 12, it's like, man, they gotta come with it.
I gotta come. They gotta come with it.
It got to. I mean, like you said 4 to 6 hours.
Yeah, that's all I'm doing.
Oh man, that'd be a slap in the face. Yeah, if they don't explore, if they don't dive deep, into the lure Trunks timeline, then yeah, it will definitely be 4 to 6 hours. Definitely. They can't do any time skills. They gotta explore and dive deep. Give us something we never seen. So that's the only way they're gonna make this 8 to 12 hours.
All right, so let me see. Villainous enemies. How you feel about those? 'Cause I already know they're gonna be giving us some type of, villainous enemy that's in the DLC.
That's
Or
true.
maybe Mirror and Toll might come back around, and then their level cap might be higher.
Yeah. I was thinking they will make them come back around after you finish the DLC. Because I mean, there is on Xenoverse they show a final form mirror with the white fur and all of that stuff like that. Yeah,
I
so
gotta get that game.
yeah, man,
He's telling me to go ahead and copy it.
Oh, yeah.
Copy that game.
oh yeah, man, you got to get it, man. We'll party up and go through the quests and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely they can do that because when you fight Mirror again, on the Kai planet, he's gonna come back again. I mean, because he appeared the first time when you had to fight Vegito and Gotenks, and then he appeared again at the Kai planet. So I can definitely see him coming the third time because I think he came at every DLC pretty much.
Yeah.
Every
'cause
DLC.
He got that level increase.
Yeah,
He went from 250 to 300.
yeah. So I can see him coming back, and then you'll have to fight him, and he'll be level 400, and that can play a role in the level cap also. That can be
You
another.
see Beerus as a
Yeah.
villainous enemy.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not.
Bears, they can increase him, and then Golden Frieza, they can increase him. All the other villainous enemy that's already in the game, they can increase their level.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I'm to the point like I made 2 accounts. My main account I eat all the full course meals on, and then my second account I didn't eat no full course meals. I just leveled up. So I'm at the point to where I have to play my second account. 'Cause my first account, I'm just going around one shot and biting everybody. So yeah, that'll definitely give us a challenge because everybody's saying that the game is too easy. So that'll give us a challenge. If you pump up all the villainous enemies, their level cap, increase all of that, and then give us some new ones, like I said, Final Form Mirror, and then increase Beerus and Frieza level.
Definitely give us something more to do.
They can even, like I said, the movie villains, they can even make them villainous enemies. They can pop them into different places. Like they can be somebody on King Kai planet. They can be somebody on the new Namek. They can be somebody. The different, so
that's the other one, New Namek.
yeah, so I mean, cause it's nothing to do on New Namek. You go over there, you do that one side mission, nothing. You do that one side mission, and that's it. That's it. Like, I mean, so
You're right about that.
They can-
Nothing to do.
it's nothing.
You got all this empty space.
Exactly. They can put Cooler on the new Namek as a boss, a villainous enemy. They can put Janemba over there on King Kai planet or whatever. I mean, it's just so much they can do.
So much.
It's so much they can do. And then something that I was exploring the game the other day, and I went to the World Tournament Arena, and I was talking to the announcer, and then he said something about that they're working on bringing back the World Tournament and opening it back up. So it was like just giving them some time. So I'm like, hey, it got to be more
That would
coming.
definitely be dope.
Yeah, they gotta give us more stuff for this game. I feel like
Yeah,
even
they had that mode in back in the day in Budokai.
Yeah.
Tournament mode.
yeah. So I feel like I feel like after the DLC, they'll just start updating the game and just putting bits and pieces into the game here and there. Yeah, that's what I feel like. They can't just let the game just die out like that. Plus, the creator, when he won the award, he said, expect more things to come. So it's just I don't just see this game just dying out after the DLC is done.
Yeah, I feel that. I think people just jumped on it and it just literally took it word for word.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's about to be the end. But yeah, it's crazy. I mean, we didn't literally touch on pretty much everything about the DLC.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm excited for it. I can't wait for the DLC. Early summer can't get here fast enough.
Exactly.
It's crazy. This whole DLC 3 ride is crazy.
I mean,
But man, I appreciate you coming through. We gonna.
oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're gonna upload it to your channel too. So everybody
Yes.
y'all make sure y'all go check my boy Nero out, man. Y'all gotta check. He guessed pretty much everything I guessed 2 weeks before me. Like he went in the damn time machine himself.
Hey man, I'm in the lab over here. I'm in capsule court, bro. I'm heavy.
I had to try to come get this man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. But it's been an honor, man, to be to collab with you, man, on your channel and stuff, man. Yeah, man. And we could definitely do more in the future. As more DLCs and more games and stuff come out, man. We could do this some more.
Make it a series or something like that. Just
Oh, yeah.
running it.
Oh yeah, I mean we can talk about all kind of stuff, man. I mean just look at how long this video is. Yes indeed, man. But yeah, man, y'all make sure y'all come check me out. So taking Nero, hit the subscribe button.
Y'all drop a like. I already know what to do, man.
All that.
Alright, so might as well go ahead and drop the outro.
Oh yeah, man. You already know what it is, man. Soul Taker Nero. Ladies and gentlemen, you're not tuned into the Soul Taker Show.
Already. Y'all already know it's been real. It's your boy gKg.
Soul Taker Nero.
Dude Nero.
Yeah. Yeah.
Peace.